Hi, Carrillo Families. This is Mr. Pope. I wanted to take some time today to talk to you about an upcoming event, the Read-A-Thon. So this is something that we are really excited about, and I wanted to explain the entire process to you so you know exactly what to expect. Today or this week, your child should be coming home with a pamphlet, a Read-A-Thon pamphlet, and you will probably start seeing, if not already, have started seeing your teachers communicate information about the Read-A-Thon. So I wanted to speak directly to our parents to give you all the information you need so you understand why we're doing it, how to get started, how to participate, what supports we're going to have in place, so that everybody's on the same page, because that's always a good thing. So the Carrillo Read-A-Thon, here we go. First annual, first time we've ever done this. Here, let's talk about what's going on. So first of all, you may be wondering, why are we doing a fundraiser? Is fundraising necessary? Well, fundraising for Carrillo is necessary because a lot of the fundraising that we do through our PTO is what we use to spend on lots of things that the kids get in the classroom. So one big important thing is our intervention staff. So we have a fantastic tiered intervention program, and our wonderful intervention aides. A lot of that's paid for by our PTO funds. So that's one big thing. Also classroom supplies, library books, PE supplies, playground equipment. You can see it on there. Some big ticket items are our Scholastic magazines. We used to collect individual parents for those. We just say, you know what, PTO just covers it. Reflex and Brain Pop, things that are really a lot of academic resources that we use, and our fun family events as well. So the difference between Carrillo and maybe some other schools is that some other schools may just have their PTO just for the kind of like the family events, but really the PTO has been able to fund many important and if not essential things that Carrillo is able to offer to students. So even during the pandemic, so a lot of the things that we are using in the classrooms, the buckets that students put their materials in, or the t-shirts that we've provided free of cost, and the cinch bags, we really want students to be academically engaged, have fun, enjoy school, and the PTO has really provided a lot of that. So that's really why we're fundraising. But another question that you may be asking is, why Read-A-Thon? Why are we doing the Read-A-Thon specifically? So what we are doing, we created the PTO, and our school staff have created a brand new fundraiser this year through the website Pledge Star. And the cool thing about that, because we realize we're in a pandemic and we really want every single dollar that you contribute to our school to go back to Carrillo. So the cool thing about Pledge Star is that it's taking care of all of I'll show you in a minute, but it takes care of all of the pledging, makes it really easy for us to track and send out pledge requests, things like that, like Apex does, but it's only going to charge us 7% of the donated funds. And in fact, we're not going to get likely charged 7% because that's up to $995. So it's going to cost us just shy of $1,000 to use this program, which means that the vast majority of the money that is donated into this program is going to go right into the bank account of the PTO so that we could continue to fund all of our wonderful programs at Carrillo. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now, I'm a huge fan of Apex. I love the Apex thing. It's so turnkey. They take care of everything for us. It's so exciting for the kids. They really enjoy it. But it does come with that cost, and the cost is really worth it when you can have all of those wonderful employees that they have on campus pumping the kids up and making it really fun. But because of the COVID restrictions, obviously we cannot have outside people that aren't staff members on our campus. So we can't do the jog-a-thon, we can't have them doing classroom visits, we can't do a lot of it. And we felt like the digital program that they were going to offer just didn't really meet our needs right now. And what we can do with the Read-A-Thon is have our staff, our Mrs. Odenwalder, our Mrs. McCoy, yours truly, Mrs. Keaton, we can be fill in those areas for us. So the COVID restrictions won't allow us to do jog-a-thon, but we can read. And that's really the most important thing for me, is that when we think about this year, we've talked about essential standards. We've talked about focusing on the academics that are really going to make a difference. We want students to make gains, no matter if we're doing remote learning or hybrid learning. We really want to make sure that we are utilizing every academic moment. And so we don't want anything to distract from that. So what is more essential than reading? We want every student at Carrillo to fall in love with books. That's going to be something that's going to support their growth into the future, into adulthood, if they love to read, and read not for school, not for their work, but just enjoying reading. That's going to build their vocabulary. Lots of wonderful things. I could talk about that for an hour. So we want this fundraiser to really have an academic goal as well, and we're really going to make it a lot about reading. So if you have a child that loves reading, we want to find a new genre. We want them to spread their love of reading to other kids. If you have a child that doesn't really love reading, we want them to find that reading can be really cool and fun and interesting, and it connects each other. So I really hope that you find this to be fun and academic, as well as raise essential funding for school. So what to expect? You're going to get a schedule of events, but this week students are going to be setting individual reading goals. So when we start the fundraising, there's not going to be, it's not going to be like the Jog-A-Thon, pledge me for 1 lap or 24 laps or reading a certain amount of books or chapters or minutes read. We realize that everybody's on a different reading journey. So it's just going to be flat donations, and then kids will basically be asking donations to meet their reading goals, and the reading goals will be separate from the website. So students are going to set their own reading goals. Everybody's going to set a goal that's based on their individual reading. So if you have a child that, it's kind of a difficult to get them to sit down and read, or maybe they're a young child, maybe they're a preschool kid that's not really reading 20 minutes at home together is a great goal. Or if you have a child in 5th grade that has read all of the Harry Potters about 5 different times, maybe we seek out a way to read to younger siblings, find a new genre to be interested in, find a new book series, something like that might be their reading goal. Or maybe they want to read, maybe you want to kind of push them towards more nonfiction. So however that looks, we have created a reading goals calendar that is going to be shared with the teachers, and every teacher may have a little bit of a different twist on it. So look out for reading goals and talk to your child about their reading goals, because that's going to be really the most important thing that we want is the books. We want students to really fall in love with books. But we'd also appreciate it if you took the time to register your child, because everybody's not automatically registered within the Pledge Star website. So we're going to provide the link, and it's on my PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you, and as well as on the pamphlet that's going home. And you're going to have to register. So you click on not yet registered, and it'll send you to register. And when you do register, what's kind of neat is that you create one account for all of the siblings that you have. If you have multiple students that go to Carrillo, you put them all together, and you enter your readers, and it kind of all does everything for you. You could put pledge requests in. It automatically gives you a chance. They're my 2 little ones. You could put a picture in there, and then they automatically generate letters to go home, and it's really easy. And you put in emails that people that you enter emails for pledge requests, and it automatically sends them an email. And if Uncle Joe or Grandma wants to donate, they can. It has that option. So really the main thing that we need you to do is register. So then you're going to see, so on the 15th, next Monday, you're going to see student pep rallies, where we'll talk about the prize schedule. I know kids get really excited about that. And then we're also going to have, the whole campaign where we're going to hand out the prizes on a daily basis. And there's going to be cool theme days that I'll talk about. And then finally, there's going to be a literature parade. So the 2 days before spring break, and our LEV students are going to participate in this as well. For those of you that are at Carrillo last year, we did a literature parade. The only thing that's going to be different is there's not going to be a crowd. So it's going to be like watching a ball game these days under the COVID restrictions. There's nobody outside. watching, no spectators, but students will be, doing the same thing where they dress up like their favorite book characters and walk through as a cohort. And we are working on a plan for live streaming. So we'll send you that schedule of events, and that'll just be our big culminating Celebrate Literature parade. So we have a lot of fun things coming up. It should be a really fun 2 weeks over the next, before we go into spring break. So I'd really like you to take a look at the Mrs. McCoy intro about the genres, and there's a dress-up schedule that is on the flyer, but we really want students to get excited about different genres of reading. So we have, a superhero day where, students can check out graphic novels or comic books. We have a nonfiction day and dress up like a historical figure or a sports hero, because we really want students to connect to books in all kinds of different ways. We'll have a scary story day, so not too scary, but and each one of these is going to have a separate promotional video that will be put out by us. So just a heads up, take a look at that schedule. You don't have to go crazy with the costumes, but just to have your child participate in those days would be really fun. And for cohort A and B, it'll be, the same. Cohort A and B will have the same dress up schedule. And then if you are an AM PM student, your child will let you know, okay, here's if it's Tuesday, we're going to dress up on Tuesday, we're going to skip Wednesday and then dress up on Thursday. So we have lots of different schedules going on. Levs is a whole different story. Just your teachers all understand what's going on, and we'll look to them toward those specific guidelines. But just to expect what we're planning for the theme days. Kids love a good dress up day, so that was one of the things that we had involved. And there's also going to be a prize schedule. Look for that on the flyer. Mrs. Odenwalder is going to do the daily visits to hand out the prizes. There's going to be a Levs option for pickup that will be communicated to you by your teachers, and we really want this to be an inclusive event. So there's non-monetary pathways towards prizes as well, if we're not able to participate financially at this time. So, but please register no matter what, and that will help with the prizes, and then there'll be prizes for reading as well. So we really are excited. The really cool thing about the prizes this year is that they were all paid for by our sponsors. So thank you to these sponsors: Swenson Advisors, Carlsbad Children's Dentistry, SidePath, Jocelyn Real Estate Group, Chick-fil-A, Oceanside and San Marcos Pharmacy, located over by the Fosters across the street from San Marcos High School, the law firm of Larrabee, Albee, and Coker, Chick-fil-A, Rubio's, and Menchie's. So I think students are going to be really excited about all of these prizes. And collectively, we were donated over $3,000 to cover the prizes and overhead for this event. So we are so thankful that we have these connections in the community and such generous corporations and businesses that were contributing to our wonderful Carrillo community. So thank you to our sponsors. Finally, to sum it up, here are the tasks that we are asking parents to do. Number one, register. The links are available on the pamphlet again, and it's also in this email that I'll be sending with this. And then once you're registered, you input your readers, you input what teachers they have, and go from there. And it's really easy. You input emails. You can change the dear mom, dear grandma, whatever, and putting the emails in, sending it to your family members. Just to see what happens. So it's pretty easy. And then the main thing is encourage the reading. So engage with your kids. Hopefully this is an opportunity as a family that we can have dedicated reading time, no matter what the reading goals are. Kind of make it a point at home to make this about reading, explore new genres, take advantage of the nighttime reading or the historical or nonfiction reading, whatever it is. Just we hope that this is an opportunity. We also realize that this has been a really hard time. We know that so many of our families have really been, unfortunately, really financially affected by this pandemic. We are so conscious of that. We want your child to feel included. Again, there are non-monetary paths, but we also You know, if you're like, you know what, it's just a rough year, we can't, please let us know, because what our plan is to have parents that are looking, that are interested in having their child sponsored. Please email our social worker, and I provided the email right there, martha.vargas@smusd.org. She keeps everybody anonymous. I won't know, nobody will know. And what we'll do is on the back end, deposit money into children's accounts that could use some support right now, so that they're earning prizes just alongside the rest of their peers. And if you're interested in sponsoring and adding to that fund, I know several staff members are interested in that, and I know some parents may be interested in that, just like how we with the Giving Tree and all of the generosity that I've seen this year from our tremendous community. We have created a sponsor a cult page. So if you're interested, there's a link to that in this PowerPoint that shows up, and on the sponsors fundraising page, you can put a dollar amount in there and know that you are, you know, supporting the school as well as supporting an individual. So that's totally optional if you're interested. I know many people have asked me, so we've created that for that purpose. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this webinar, screencast, whatever. Thank you to our Read-A-Thon team, Drea Caloris for all the wonderful designs, Stephanie Gonzalez and Crystal for all the organization, and connecting with sponsors and running the show, Amy, Whitney, and Amanda for on-campus events and things like that. So I really appreciate it. I hope, again, this is a fun community event. Over the next 2 weeks, we have fun spirit days. We're going to raise money for the school, and we're going to fall in love with books and celebrate all things literature. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Email me, call me. I'll be quick to respond. Again, if we missed anything, I'd appreciate you letting me know, and we'll work through it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.